guys. I hope you are doing well. Don't forget to take your spelling quiz today if you haven't already over list 22. And then list 23, I've attached that for next week, the spelling words and the vocabulary words. So make sure that you look over those and study those. I'll just read through the spelling words very quickly, just so you can be sure how to pronounce each of these. For list 23, we have admission, apparatus, commission, notice with commission, double M, double S, cruelty, detriment, divine, enough, exercise, financial, fricassee. Notice fricassee has double S, double E. And if you're wondering what a fricassee is, it's like a dish that has gravy. Like if you were to make a chicken fricassee, it would be chicken pieces like stewed in a gravy. So that's what that is. It's a dish. Government, hospitalization, intelligent, nickel, official, satire, schedule, spontaneous, thoroughly, and tyranny. All right, so make sure you look over those words. And then the vocabulary, I've attached the slideshow so you can see what each of those words mean there. Let's get into our grammar. Today's our last day to review before we will be taking our test. You'll have a test tomorrow. So go ahead and open your grammar books to page 292, and let's look at exercise K. Exercise K, you are looking at the adverbs here. Cross any out that are incorrect and make corrections. If the sentence is correct, then just write a C next to the number that it is correct. So it looks like a number 1. Although they were sunburned bad, the boys are some better now. I hope you see 2 errors in that one. What did you do? You should have changed bad to badly, and then some should be somewhat, right? All right, number 2, they enjoy the winters in Florida more than New Jersey. What's wrong with that? We need to complete the comparison, right? They enjoy the winters in Florida more than the winters in New Jersey, right? Number 3, this winter the students stayed more healthier than last winter. What do we need to do to that sentence? I hope you said cross out more, and that would be correct. Number 4, chicken has more protein than pork or beef. What do we need to do to that sentence? If you said nothing, you are correct. That sentence was fine, just like it is. Number 5, Austin did poor everywhere they put him. 2 problems. What are they? Poor should be poorly, and cross out the S and everywhere is good. The boy let out the kite string all the farther it would go. What's wrong with that sentence? Okay, instead of saying all the farther, we should say what? As far as. Good. Number 7, don't never swim anywheres alone. 2 problems. What do we have? Don't never is a double negative. How do I correct it? I need to say never swim anywhere alone or don't ever swim, right? And then anywheres, you should cross off the S. Number 8, he awakened more earlier than usual so he could go fishing. What do we need to do? Cross out more. Good. Number 9, I can scarcely imagine the hardships the pilgrims must have endured. It is correct because we have can scarcely, so we're fine. We only have 1 negative. Number 10, Tom volunteered his time more willinglier than his brother did. What do we need to do? Right? Instead of willinglier, we should say willingly, more willingly. Number 10, we cannot go a very long way on that worn out bus. What needs to be changed? Nothing. It is correct, right? We say way, not ways. And number 12, the old cabin didn't have none of the comforts of home. Double negative. What should we change none to? The old cabin didn't have any of the comforts of home. Number 13, Rob's outline was written good and prepared correct. 2 problems. What are they? Number 1, remember, good is an adjective, so it would need a noun after it, like good job, good meal, good ride, whatever, okay? So his outline was written well and prepared correctly. Good. All right, exercise L. Now, pay special attention on this exercise because there is a section like this on the test. So you need to remember, if it is gerund, it is a noun, always. Gerunds are always nouns. If it is a participle, it is an adjective, always. Participles are always adjectives. So gerund, noun. Participle, adjective. Remember, infinitive can be a noun, adjective, or adverb, right? And a preposition can be an adjective or an adverb. A preposition will not be a noun. but a prepositional phrase could be an adjective or an adverb. Okay, so let's see how you do on this one. Number one, coaxing the cat out of the tree took 3 hours. What is coaxing the cat out of the tree? Well, what is it doing in the sentence? It is acting like the subject, right? So if it's a subject, it's the noun. So if it's a noun, it has to be what? Gerund, right? Number two, the Outer Banks, North Carolina is a beautiful beach to visit. To plus a verb, so it is infinitive. Now, what is it doing? Is it acting like a noun, an adjective, or an adverb? Well, let's see what question is it answering. And it's answering for me, what kind of beach? Well, a beach to visit. So, which one, what kind, how many, how much, whose? What answers those questions? Adjective, right? Number three, riding through the night, Paul Revere warned the colonist. Riding through the night. What is that phrase doing? Well, it's describing Paul Revere, right? So it's acting like an adjective. So if it's an adjective that narrows it down for us, what would it be? It can't be a gerund because those are nouns. It's not an infinitive because it's not to plus a verb. It's not preposition because it doesn't have a preposition. So it is, right, it is a participle, right? Number four, the captain ordered, we sail with the tide. Well, if you know what with is, that tells you. What is it? Prepositional phrase, right? Now you have to tell me, is it adjective or adverb? Well, what question is it answering? It's telling me when we will sail, right? So how, when, where, why, to what extent, and it's describing the verb sail, so it has to be adverb. Good. How are you doing so far? Number five, asking for instructions is often not an option for my father. Asking for instructions. What is it doing in the sentence? Well, it's acting like the subject, right? So if it's the subject, then that means it's a noun. So if it's a noun, it has to be a gerund, right? Good job. Number six, the Midianites, taken by surprise, were defeated by Gideon's army. Taken by surprise. What is that doing? It's describing the Midianites, right? So if it's describing a noun, then it has to be an adjective, right? What kind of phrase then? Participle, right? Participle phrase, adjective. And number seven, Carl Benz is credited as the first man to build an automobile. To plus a verb, so I know it's infinitive, right? That part's easy. So I put infinitive in the first blank. Now in the second blank, I have to figure out, is it noun, adjective, or adverb? Well, let's see what it's doing. It's describing what? It's describing man. Which man? Man to build an automobile. So if it's describing man, which is a noun, that would mean that this phrase is adjective. How did you do? I hope you did well. This is on the test, so make sure that you understand that. Okay, next section here, the adverb clause. You first are going to circle the adverb clause and then tell me what is it describing. Okay, and there's a section like this on the test as well. So remember, to find an adverb clause, you're looking for your signal word. Remember, with adverb clauses, your signal words are subordinating conjunctions. After, although, as, if, because, since, when, all of those. Maybe look back through that list of subordinating conjunctions if you don't remember. Okay, so let's look at number one. When Joseph Lister began sterilizing surgical tools, the risk of infection after surgery decreased significantly. Do you see the signal word? What is it? When, right? All right, so you're going to circle the whole clause, which is what? When Joseph Lister began sterilizing surgical tools. Okay, now you're going to draw an arrow to the word it's describing. What is that phrase or clause? What is that clause describing? Where'd you put your arrow? I hope you pointed to decreased, right? Because it's telling me when the risk decreased. Okay, number two, as long as I'm in the world, I am the light of the world. Do you see your subordinating conjunction there? What is it? As long as, right? What's the whole clause? As long as I am in the world. Good. Now, what is it describing? Where are you putting your arrow? Okay, I hope you pointed it to am, to the verb, because it's telling me, right, to what extent I am the light of the world. Well, as long as I'm in the world. Okay. Number three, the Titanic sunk only 3 hours after it struck the iceberg. What is my subordinating conjunction? Do you see the clue word? I hope you chose after. What's the whole clause? After it struck the iceberg. And what is it describing? Sunk, right? It's telling me when it was sunk. So that's where your arrow goes. Number four, if you desire respect, you must first give it. you see your subordinate conjunction, your signal word? If, good. Circle the whole clause. What is it? If you desire respect. Where are you going to draw your arrow? What is it describing? Give. I hope you put your arrow to give, right? It's describing the verb. Okay, good job. All right, exercise N. We're just going to do some quick diagramming here. So let's look at number 1. When my spirit was overwhelmed within me, then thou knewest my path. All right, so get a piece of paper out if you don't have one already. And I want you to diagram that sentence. Let me give you a hint as you're getting started. Okay, remember your independent clause is always diagrammed first. So that'll be the clause on the top. So when my spirit was overwhelmed within me, this starts with a subordinating conjunction. That's an adverb clause. So that's not going to go first. That's going to go subordinate underneath. So do your main clause first, then thou knewest my path, right? Then put your subordinating clause underneath. Okay, so go ahead, draw your line, subject, verb, object for the first part of the clause, then thou knewest my path. Then underneath, okay, draw your diagram there for your subordinate clause. When my spirit was overwhelmed within me. Okay, what's your subject? What's your verb? What's your complement? Okay, now, how am I going to join these? Do you remember how to join an adverb clause to the independent clause? Remember, use a dotted line between the verbs, right? Then you write your subordinating conjunction on the dotted line, right? How are you coming? Are you ready for me to show you to see if you got it correct? Let's try, okay? Let's see how close you were. This is what it should look like. Okay, how close were you? Did you get it right? I hope you did. I hope you were able to get it right. All right, let's try number 2. Okay, let's try the second one. We need to see Mr. Hall before he leaves his office. All right, so let's diagram our independent clause first, which is we need to see Mr. Hall. Okay, so let's diagram that part first. So what's your subject? What's your verb? We need what? Now we have an infinitive acting like a noun here, acting like the direct object. We need what? To see Mr. Hall. Okay, so how do I do that? Let me give you a hint. Remember infinitive, acting like a noun, you're going to diagram it up on stilts here. We need to see, and remember infinitives can have objects. We need to see who or what? Mr. Hall. Now, before he leaves his office, there's my adverb phrase there, or adverb clause, sorry. All right, so my subject, my verb. Ooh, I'm having to squish here. I hope you can tell what I'm doing when I show this to you because I didn't leave myself enough room. So I hope you can tell when I show you what I did. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready to see? All right, let's see. We is the subject, need is the verb. Then up on stilts there, my direct object is the infinitive clause, infinitive phrase to see Mr. Hall. Okay, so I have that on my stilts. And then before he leaves his office, that's my adverb clause. He leaves, and then office got kind of squished, but that's the direct object there. And his is underneath office. Then before, my subordinating conjunction, remember, goes on the dotted line, connected from C to leaves. Okay, how'd you do? Did you get it correct? All right, last one, number 3. James and Heather are certain to arrive early for the party. Okay, I have 2 subjects, right? Compound subject. Remember what you do when you have a compound subject? Okay, I hope you all are drawing a rocket with me right now. Okay. James and Heather. What's my verb? Linking verb are what? Predicate adjective, so I hope you remember to slant your line. They are certain what? All right, I have an infinitive that is acting like an adverb. I hope you're putting it under certain. To arrive early for the party. Okay, did you get it? Are you ready for me to show you to see if you got it right? All right, here we go. James and Heather on the rocket are certain, and then to arrive early for their party is describing certain. So I have to arrive, okay, my infinitive there. Early underneath arrive because it's telling me when I will arrive early. And then for the party, prepositional phrase under arrive. How did you do? I hope you did well. All right, so tomorrow we'll be having that grammar test. If you have any questions between now and then or need something clarified, please contact me, email me, let me know, and I'll see if I can help you out. And I hope that you all do well.